And welcome back to DangerPanda's Let's Play of Loren the Amazon Princess. I'm sorry that the last video was like 40-some minutes long, so I'm gonna try to keep it a little bit shorter this time. So, here we go. They didn't slow their pace until they entered the forest. The trees seemed to grow larger the deeper they traveled inside, and soon signs of an exotic culture began to spring up. Carved bark, marked paths, old campfires, and abandoned tree houses. Though they had only begun to breach the forest, they were almost instantly surrounded by elven guards. Dozens of long-eared scouts sprang from the bushes and trees with bows and swords alike aimed at the party. Dora and Draco looked around worriedly, but Eleanor's eyes remained fixed on Loren, who was standing her ground. Eleanor did her best to emulate her aura of confidence, though it was no easy task.
State your business here quickly.
My name is Loren, and I am an Amazon. I have come to this forest in search of my mother. We harbor no ill will against the fair and knowledgeable elves. We simply need to pass through this area to reach our destination. The elves looked to each other, finally turning their hardened gazes back onto Loren. They lowered their weapons, and Eleanor relaxed.
Come with us. Hands off your weapons.
The group traveled with the elves, walking within their ranks almost as prisoners. And here I thought we escaped prison. Well, as they say, out of the cauldron and into the fire. Your turns of phrase are very odd, but amusing. Oh, good. That's why I'm here. This will all be... Sorry, I have to try to get that again. This will all be safe, won't it? Bah. I'll try to get her accent down later. You have my word, dwarf. You don't have to worry. Ah, that's good. I was worrying or anything. Not that I was worrying or anything. Blah! They walked for a long time, deeper into the forest, until light could be seen through the canopy. Almost out of nowhere, a city formed within the trees. Eleanor and Loren alike were instantly amazed at this foreign culture. They were ushered into the city quickly and approached by more elves. Who is that pretty elf man?
They claim to be on a search for a missing person.
An elf with a crossbow flicked his ponytail over his shoulder. She can fix that. Can't have these people wandering around the forest. Take them to her. I was trying to go for a surfer accent. That did not work very well.
Are you sure?
Blame me if she gets mad. The elves moved to leave. The one with the crossbow, however, stopped before Eleanor and bowed at the waist, his eyes not leaving hers. Welcome to Grandtree. He was gone before Eleanor could feel her limbs again. Eleanor, don't develop a crush on him. He could be some mass-murdering elf for all you know.
You're about to meet a very important person, our elder druid. She has a power that she can use to help you. If you are to meet her, you must promise to show her great respect.
Of course. We could be very grateful. Well, we would be very grateful.
Then follow us, but know that we are keeping an eye on you.
They traveled to the edge of the forest again. They eventually came to the base of a giant oak tree that was hollowed out. Eleanor looked up in awe at the size of the tree as they got closer to it. Even the branches were impressively enormous. She couldn't recall seeing a tree of such a size in quite a long time. Stop gawking. Right. As they got closer, they caught sight of a graceful woman who looked entangled in the very vegetation that surrounded her. The elves who led them all showed their respect for her by bowing deeply. She must have been the elder druid. Out of instinct, Eleanor immediately bowed as well. Eleanor looked over to Loren, standing rigidly, unmoved by any need to show the elder respect. Your grace, your promise? Loren shook as if she were in a trance, just remembering her vow to the elves to respect the elder. She met Eleanor's eyes briefly in thanks before bowing as the others did. I suppose she's really beautiful, huh? Can't you keep it in your pants for a few seconds? Keep what in my pants? Yes, keep what in your pants, Draco? The druid rose from her seat and almost seemed to glide toward them. The grass beneath her sprouted small flowers where she walked as if she were Mother Nature herself. There was one thing that stood out to all of them, especially Loren, about this forest woman. Not only was she beautiful, but she didn't look old at all. Because she is a very pretty lady.
Elder! Elder, we found this group of travelers in the forest. They are seeking guidance.
She smiled at them, and the party seemed to sigh in unison. Hello, fair travelers. I am Elder Druid Murith. No, I don't know how to pronounce her name. I would be happy to impart any knowledge that I can to you, though I mostly know only of the forest and its magic. May I ask why you have sought me out? I am an Amazon, and my name is Loren. I am searching for my mother. Is there any way you might be able to help us find her? We would be very appreciative if you could assist us. She's being unusually nice. It was true. Eleanor looked at Loren skeptically with a faint shadow of jealousy. She was treating this Murith with more respect than anyone she had ever met with before. I see. I understand your concerns, and I see that you mean no harm with your search. It sounds like a very honorable cause that you are going to such great lengths to fulfill. Then can you help us? Surely your divination powers could give us a hint as to where Loren's mother might be. Divination? Eleanor gasped, forgetting that Loren did not know much. Let me try that again. Eleanor gasped, forgetting that Loren did not know much outside of the Amazon Citadel. As an elf, she knew all about the druids. Yes, your majesty, the power to seek knowledge and see things with only your mind. Unfortunately, I cannot perform this ritual at the moment.
But why not?
Mirth's expression darkened, and she sighed before she began her explanation. It would be my deepest pleasure to help if I could, but there is a group of rogue elves who are disturbing the forest spirits, and I cannot even close my eyes without hearing the forest screaming. Divination is impossible. Eleanor was about to ask the druid a question, but Loren beat her to it. Want us to get rid of those elves for you? Mirth looked rather surprised by her offer, but Eleanor only frowned. The only way to stop the disturbance would be to find and defeat Mespit, their leader. We shall do it then. New quest, stop Mespit. I should warn you that he is no novice when it comes to the bow and arrow. He will stand no chance against the great Loren. Loren looked over at her with something that almost looked like embarrassment, but it couldn't be. I'm very impressed by your bravery. It seems Our meeting has become very fortuitous. The spirits did not lie when they said that aid was near. May I accompany you on your excursion to defeat Misfit? Loren looked at Eleanor and she nodded. It would definitely be a good idea. We would be glad to have you come with us, Druid Mernith. It would be a pleasure to travel with you. And now we have a healer. Wonderful! It is settled. We shall embark in the morning. Please accept my deepest gratitude for agreeing to help me. The forest has cried for too long. It's understandable. His interference must be very burdensome. It is, but for tonight, I am sure you all need rest. You can stay in the elves' village tonight and prepare. Shall we leave at dawn? As the sun rises, then. Mernith smiled and nodded to one of the guards. They walked in silence to the elven camp. After getting settled into their tree bunks, it was announced that Mernith had arrived to entertain the party. They gathered to receive her. But she was not alone. She came in the company of some nymphs, youthful and seemingly flawless women with honey skin. Mernith's own loveliness stood out, even when in their extraordinary company. They have no shirts on! And butterfly wings. Well, not butterfly wings, fairy wings. These are a gift for you, Loren of the Amazons. Lady Mernith knows quite a bit about Amazons, it seems. Doris slapped Draco and he groaned, rubbing his arm. The dwarf woman was surprisingly strong. Yeah. They will entertain you tonight, if they please you. Eleanor felt a burning sensation in her chest at the thought of her mistress with these nymphs. Eleanor suppressed the thought from her mind. She had to remind herself that she was just a servant. But you like her. The party didn't comment as Loren left with the nymphs, leaving Eleanor alone with the druid woman. Mernith walked over to her to ask a question that had been bothering her since the first time she had seen the young elf. May I ask you something? What is it? Why are you following Loren? Well, I've been with the Amazons for so long that I've started to prefer women too. Oh, really? That's quite interesting. I'm only kidding. Ah, I see. The druid laughed lightly. You should go get some rest. Dawn will be upon us soon. I shall. Thank you for giving us such a warm welcome. We weren't sure what to expect from venturing into the forest. The forest is a loving mistress, if given the chance. She smiled warmly and left. Eleanor couldn't help but wonder if she had been truthful. She did feel a bit jealous that Loren was with the nymphs. Yeah, okay, so I can put Eleanor up there temporarily. Meanwhile, in the northern border of the region, an evil force was crafting sinister plans. The party was still innocently unaware of this creature's actions, but it was only a matter of time until that would change. A heavily armored, mysterious being even, sat on its throne, comfortable in the hot room despite the volcano's lava flowing so near. This evil thing's name was Faust, a name that would come to be spat and whispered in fear. He looked up to see Jewel, his servant Succubus, approaching him, swaying her hips back and forth. Isn't she such a pretty succubus?
Your news?
Karen has been taken care of.
Good. Any complications?
Her daughter Loren is looking for her as we speak. She's a very determined woman, so I doubt that she will give up searching so easily. Before he could respond to her, Grob came forward to kneel before him. My lord, I have returned.
It's about time!
I have come bearing good news. I have taken care of Loren and her party. They are now imprisoned in a human city.
Were you really able to capture them that easily?
Yes, my lord. Jewel frowned and crossed her arms. She knew that Faust would not like the news, but she could not keep it to herself. But they aren't in prison. Not a one of them. Faust's gaze was indiscernible, but the air was thick with tension in the ensuing silence.
Care to elaborate?
Exactly that. They are not in prison. They're waltzing around about freely. Grob simply scoffed. Even if they aren't, they've been dealt with. My plans are going perfectly. It doesn't matter which side they end up on, or where they are right now. They are going to trigger a war between the humans and the elves, just as we wanted.
Tell me again how Loren's involvement in this will help us. Was she supposed to be imprisoned?
Simple, my lord. They will be at the heart of the conflict, not us. We will be able to begin our invasion freely, and there's a good chance that Loren will be killed in the struggle between the two warring races. They will be distracted fighting against each other, and with their unusual group, fatality is nearly guaranteed. Faust remained silent, considering the explanation carefully and trying to calculate the potential repercussions and what could go wrong. Grob's plan wasn't entirely foolproof, but it did sound surprisingly thorough considering who had crafted it.
I approve of those plans. Let us see how far they will succeed. And they had better succeed, Grob. Do I make myself clear?
Transparent, my lord. Can we at least send someone to watch over Loren and her party? They've gained a new ally already. They could be more dangerous than we think.
You speak the truth. Make it so.
As I said before, you do not have to worry. I have taken care of that matter as well.
What do you mean?
As I said, my lord, there is already someone watching over them very closely. Everything will go according to plan. I have made sure of it.
For your sake, it's had better.
And I think that's where we're going to end this for now. So yeah, please comment, like, subscribe, dislike if you want to. And that's it for now. See you in the next video.